When we found out that our son was autistic, we asked all the questions that a normal parent would. The how, the why, what could we have done to not have this happen? He was falling behind by the day. So we were given the opportunity to do genetic testing. We wanted to have some type of an answer, but it wasn't genetic. And when we found out it wasn't genetic, it led to more questions instead of answers. When I was pregnant, I was living in Chester, Pennsylvania, which is in Delaware County, right outside of Philadelphia. We found out that that is actually, according to the American Lung Association, one of the worst areas for particulate pollution, also known as soot, PM 2.5, which can cause asthma, allergies, and autism, even ADHD. This is produced by power plants, cars, just everyday life around us that we don't really think much about, and we're breathing in these very tiny particles that can cause so much damage. This is such a pressing issue, with 30% of children being diagnosed with ADHD, autism, asthma, or severe allergies. This isn't just a small part of the population, it's a third of it, if not more than a third of it. Nothing is being done to curb it or stop it. What do we do to save our children from these pollutants that are wreaking havoc on their health?
We're standing on top of Jackson Ridge in Cambria County, Pennsylvania. A lot of it is former strip coal mine like you're seeing here. But it's also a very special place to me personally, because right down over the hill is where my dad and all of his sons hunted for most of our lives and most of my dad's life. And right down over the mountain, there's a place that we grew up calling the Wash, which is acid mine drainage that's been going on for 60 years, slowly letting acid out of this old coal mine destroy our forests. When I was a kid, we had 2 grocery stores. In fact, one that my great aunt owned. But then when the coal industry died during the late 60s and early 70s, the town completely shuttered.
I got a job working in the coal industry. The mine was just down the road here, and been here most of my life. I don't know where the coal fields are going to be in 20 years. It's going to be really hard on the population.
It's time for Pennsylvania to have a new energy future, to create new jobs, to deal with the children's health issues that's happened by pollution. And for me, the best way to do that is something called the Regional Greenhouse Gas Initiative. And it basically reduces pollution by forcing the people that pollute to pay for it. And the more they have to pay for it, the less they'll pollute. It's a market-based system that literally includes all of the East Coast from Virginia up to Maine, except for Pennsylvania. RGGI proceeds for the last year exceeded $1 billion, but we didn't get to be part of it because it's being held up in the courts. That money can go to Pennsylvania to help do job trainings, to help clean up the land, to pay for energy efficiency, to bring life and new hope into all these towns in Western Pennsylvania. That's what I'm excited about.
If you think that we don't care about having clean water and clean air, we live here too. You know, we're breathing the same air as everybody else. We're for developing an energy industry that is efficient, but is also clean. This is a problem that's so big that it does take government action to solve it.
As a mom, I'm overwhelmed with the idea that other children are being impacted by pollution that's just being carelessly emitted into our atmosphere, into communities that are under-resourced and struggling. We should be leaving this world a better, more pristine place with clean air and clean water for not just us, not just our children, but their children, the children after that, for future generations forever. We need to be holding fossil fuels, power plants, responsible for the pollution that they're emitting.
We at the Evangelical Environmental Network say that creation care is a matter of life. Around 35,000 pro-life Christians supported RGGI when it went through the government system a year or 2 ago. But we need to get it out of the courts. We need to put it to work for our kids, for our future, for the people that want to have good paying jobs. So we want you to support RGGI. We want you to help it to move forward, and we truly want to move Pennsylvania into a new future.